questions if you're in sync.
Hello. My question is, how much time did it take from conception about design, like the designer of the whole thing, the projection? Okay, because you take first space between trussing, and I see there were 4 LED screens on it that it goes, there are 3 that it goes into different scenes, and timing is everything in a show. How much time did it took to get that perfections between the beginning through the different stages and changes of the body itself?
How long was the creative process actually? We started, I believe, in January of that year, and the show opened in July. But we were not there. We started here in Montreal, where from January till I guess the end of till April, we were really just having a couple conference calls. I think we spoke to Trent twice.
4 months.
Well, we spoke to Trent twice. It was really in the development of the interactive system itself, where we were putting together, buying the computers, buying the system, the rack. We made it a customized rolling case for the interactive system, buying all of our inputs, our outputs, discovering what Trent really wanted to do, and adapting the system so that it could do all those things. So we were, buying our scanners, buying all of our inputs, buying all of our sensors, putting it together in a system that, as was said, was ready for a tour setting. It takes time, to order the road cases and everything else. It took about 3-4 months to develop it, and then we went down there, and to test it here in Montreal. So it was tested and everything, but we hadn't programmed any of the games. And then I went down with Saction Bissett, one of the other owners at Moment Factory, and we worked with Trent Reznor in developing the concept a little bit more, and developing the video design. And about 3 weeks after that, the equipment came down, the interactive system, and we were there for a month and a half, where we were on site with Trent and Rob Sheridan and the lighting design, show designer, and everybody getting it all together. We were all in one studio in LA where we had, the name of it I can't remember. It was in Burbank, a little suburb near the airport in LA. And we had the whole setup there. So we had the LED screens set up. The LED screens, there were two sub screens, which are transparent LED screens. They're low-res LED screens, so you can see through them, and there are 2 of them on an arc at 60 feet by 15 feet. So, and there were 2 of those, and then the back screen was a Barco LED screen, which is a high-res LED screen, and that one I think was about 40 feet by 20 feet. That one was just flat. And that was the screen that you would have seen during the rock set at the beginning. So the interactive system, it's a Moment Factory developed system, and we work with a scanner. We've actually it's a patent pending software that we've created. And it's a scanner, and essentially it sends out a beam as a fan. The scanner is this position. It's a beam that sends out about 100 feet in diameter in every direction. And that scanner can either be placed upwards, so it's scanning a fan this way, or downwards, where it's scanning the ground. So what it does for Echoplex, for example, when he was, using the kind of the giant touchpad. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
At the end, when the drummer Josh Reese was triggering the drum sequence. That was the scanner in a upright position, and he designed that content, and he was turning different buttons on and off. Yeah. So in that particular instance, we had the scanner, which was our input, and the scanner we would essentially we're being told different X and Y axis positions, and that triggers the video to turn on, which also sends a cue through MIDI to their soundboard, to their sound. They were using another computer that was being triggered. Sounds were being triggered, so it was turning different sounds on and off. For example, using like Ableton Live or something like that, they're turning on different tracks on Ableton depending which button he's turning on. Yeah, another example is for Ghost. We have there was blue particles behind each musician. So that was the sound input where we were taking the sound from each instrument and we were taking the pitch, the frequency, the volume from each of the sound. And as he's playing the music, it was triggering a sound-generated video. So all those videos behind we had programmed them to fit the aesthetic that Trent was happy with and that Rob was happy with. But each of them was controlled by the pitch. For example, if it was low, the particles were more on the right side. If they were high, they were on the left side. So you can see the particles moving back and forth as he's playing his instrument. The drums were controlling the round particle, and every time the drum was hitting, it was pulsating the round particle. So that's one of the effects. For example, we were using the position of the scanner in the front screen, and we had particles that were generated by the sound. The particles were creating that noise effect. So all the noise effect was actually little white particles that had their own gravity and their own parameters. And Trent would control, there was a scanner in the front of the stage, and every time Trent would go into the scanner, there was a deflector that was triggered in the particles, and the deflector would push the particles outside of the zone where Trent would come into. We also had the lighting effect be affected by that scanner position, so as he entered into the scanner, the light would turn on, and it would, he would appear.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate the information.
My pleasure.